Jam, everyone. Welcome back to another GC Crypto episode. It's good to be with you guys. I hope you're all having a good weekend. Hopefully the stream's coming through all good. Seems to be a bit of a delay at the moment on Kick. I don't know what's going on. Let me know. It looks a bit fragmented over on Kick. I'm just watching it on the replay. Let me just refresh a few tabs. Yeah, weird. Hold on. Let me close some tabs. Okay. Hopefully the stream's all right. Yeah, it looks better now. All right, it looks better now. All right, GM everyone. Yeah, guys. Hopefully, Look, I don't really want to talk about that toy. It's quite a depressing topic, and everyone has, of course, their own opinion. But yeah, no, I'll obviously say something. But like, yeah. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Sadly, we obviously had that shooting down in Bondi, so yeah, it wasn't good. We actually had my wife and one of our friends was down there, but luckily she left before earlier in the day, so that was good. But yeah, it's pretty shit. And I don't know, dude, Twitter just sucks, bro. Like, if you want like a reliable source of news, go to ABC News. That's probably the best place to read about actual factual based information. I think this country, yeah, it's heading in an interesting direction, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, look, this stuff happens around the world and it affects all of us. So I do, yeah, my heart goes out to everyone who is involved or who everyone is associated to. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But in terms of the market, I mean, like, holy, we got no volatility. No volatility. So we'll do a deep dive on lots of different things. Craig's back on Wednesday. So that means today and tomorrow I'll stream. And then on Wednesday, Craig will be back after his little trip away to New Zealand. I mean, the market just looks so shit. Like, there's no other way to say it. It looks honestly like this lack of volatility reminds me a lot of, like, yeah, the start of a bear market before we obviously do have a capitulation to the downside. Don't get me wrong. I think we definitely push higher up. I think we put in a lower high. I've been saying this for a while. I watched a bunch of different traders, all with different techniques over the weekend. And at the end of the day, like, I will trade the trend that's giving in front of me. I'm not gonna like just sit here and like just say ABCD because of ABCD, right? I'll actually back it with fundamental analysis. But basically, like, yeah, price has just been so poor for a while now. That it's like getting to a point where I'm like, well, yeah, look, I think we probably come down and sweep 85, 86. It looks like that happens here on the 4-hour. We've clearly broken structure. Probably, yeah, we're still lower on the 12. Sorry, this is the 12-hour. We have broken on the 12-hour. We got a daily close. So I think it was, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was this. Yeah, the monthly open. So the monthly open, I remember Craig and I were live on stream. I was short here. I mean, I've had a preference for shorts. Shorts here, short here. I'm short this high and short at this high. So I had 4 shorts. I didn't capture this latest one. This one here on Thursday. I was busy. I didn't get to capture that one, and it happened in the middle of the night. But yeah, the yearly open seems to be a massive level that we are struggling to get above. And obviously, this is a golden pocket of the swing range as well. So inevitably, that means the fact that we can't hold this means we probably do head lower, at least down here. If we hold this sort of stack liquidity here at 87, it starts to build up around 87, 86. But yeah, look, there's a 4-hour order block down here at 85, 84. That could be a region that we go. I do think that we like do something like this. This is your high time frame resistance, this white line. We got FVGs up here. We've got obviously the 0.5 range of 100,000. I don't know. I mean, you look at a high time frame. If we have a look at some high time frame moving average, it doesn't look too good. It doesn't look too good. It looks like we'll probably, like, wherever we are in this range, we'll get to this range, okay? And then we'll like probably hit this moving average, and then that's probably the start of the bear cycle or the confirmation. I'm not even going to say the start. I would argue this high is here. But again, like, this is a range, okay? This is a range based on the previous high here, which basically covers that low. This is range, but if we flip, so what I'm thinking, price comes lower, we get a nice little bit of a rally. We then probably have confluence of a range of different things. So we have the 0.5 of the entire 74, so this low to this high range at 100K. We will obviously have, I think this is the 5 EMA. Let me check. 21. It's the 21 EMA, okay, which has historically been a very good indicator of where we lose. Like, if we retest it and show bearishness below it, okay, and throughout the cycle we go deviation distribution above it, close back below it. Okay, that historically means it's quite bearish, right? So, um, yeah, it'll be a very important point. Is if it can we do something like this where we break below it? Okay, we range really nicely here, like that. See, the difference is this is reaccumulation. Okay, then we challenged it. We went above the 21 EMA. We then retested it straight away, and then we went higher. Right. I don't know if this is reaccumulate. Can't speak, guys. Reaccumulate. Okay. Reaccumulation here. I don't know. It just feels different. Lots of wicks. Um, we haven't shown much strength at all off the yearly open. Okay, at 93-ish K. So it'll be a big level. I do think we push up to 100K or 98. As that comes down, that'll be the big test for me. Is what happens at around that 100K, 98K mark? Does the 21 EMA come in? Okay, we retest this, we pump above, and then we get a close, we get a short opportunity, and that's the rest of the market. Like that could easily happen. And I mean, the thing you got to remember is like if we look at stochastic, which is basically just a good trending indicator. Okay, it isn't like again, you want confluence of indicators, but basically on the weekly, it looks like we could get a bit of a move. And that's what I'm saying. Like we could get a move up into this sort of area. And then that's the inflection point. If we can't really challenge and move back up towards probably like 114, then yeah, this would be that confirmation of a low high. And that's your bear trend very much confirming that we are heading into probably multiple months of bear market. Probably back below to obviously these are your 200 and your 300 day moving averages. So yeah, back towards 66, 55 would probably be. And I mean, if you do have a look at history, we do test these. COVID hit both. Okay, last cycle we actually went below both. Okay, in the bear market. So yeah, it's just something to keep an eye on as well as we had. Like if we obviously reject from the 21 EMA, that's confirmation for me to really be preferencing shorts, not having any active positions in spot, not really actively trading on chain, or if you are trading on chain, getting in and out and straight back into stables. Because yeah, that's confirmation. So I mean, there's a lot of bullish catalysts we'll talk about a lot. We obviously had Burb announce that their token is coming in Q1 as well, which is exciting. So I picked up 3 Moonbirds before that news. I don't know, I just could feel it. I felt it felt like the right time to probably announce that TG is coming. So yeah, I'm up. I was up 1 ETH, but NFTs are absolutely bleeding. So we'll talk about that as well. But obviously, before we do jump in, guys, check out OKX. It's in the description, guys. Highly recommend it. That's where I'm trading and obviously spot buying as well. One of the safest platforms in the world, and you can partner with. Well, massive shout out to them for partnering with us. But yeah, you can literally use self-managed super funds. You can obviously do on-chain earn and yield if that's interested to you, and obviously you can trade spot on there. Highly recommend it. I've been using it. And pretty much, yeah, you can sign up down below, guys. If you sign up and do $500 of volume before the end of December, you get $75 of Bitcoin for free. That's pretty good. And then obviously they have some USDT claims, which are due, only another 10 days of those. So again, you're walking away with over $100 for free by signing up to one of the safest platforms in the world. So highly recommend it. And obviously, Yeet, massive shout out to them for partnering with us. Good to see volume up, but hey, hey, GG Martin is just on an absolute sender. On an absolute sender. Massive shout out to GG for absolutely carrying the GC crypto community. Massive shout out to him. Definitely will be giving him some cash giveaways this week. But as always, we're giving away $250 per week thanks to Yeet. Again, a reminder, if we don't hit our quotas, guys, we won't be able to give away as much cash. So yeah, 40% of the community airdrop will be going live again. Who knows? 2026, maybe. Another catalyst, another airdrop that we could await in 2026. We'll have to wait and see. So massive shout out to our 2 partners over there. And obviously our 3rd partner. I always forget to actually bring it up, but obviously GTG, that's the trading group that Craig and I call in. And I founded it, and Craig's just one of the traders in there. But yeah, highly recommend it, guys. I've dropped a link in the description for I think it's there. Yeah, it's there. So here it is. Little Christmas bonus. So if you actually sign up there, it's 20% off the month. So you can get in for $80 if that interests you. New members only. Yeah. So we've been dominant all cycle. We trade every single day. We educate every single day, and it doesn't matter what market conditions there are, because we literally just focus so much on making sure that we obviously help people fast track their journey. So I mean, you can go have a read, like 4.95 out of 5. I think we have 1-star review, and then he never got back to me about his reply. So everything else is 5 stars. So yeah, have a read. This Jokan. Year after purchase, 6 months after purchase, a month. So yeah, people have been in here for a long time. But yeah, we've been doing this since 2023. So we love it, and we can't. I'm excited for a bear market. We are currently live going down, which is great. We are back in the 87K region, chat. Let's go. All right, so I'm actually short on. I completely forgot that the synthetics. I got access to the synthetics trading comp. I'm such an idiot. I completely forgot it was even live. Um, Anyway, so I jumped on this morning. I jumped on this morning, and I've got one. I got an ETH short open currently, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, Mando is absolutely cooking on this. So shout out to Mando. But yeah, big level. If BTC is breaking down, but if ETH can't lose this, it definitely heads back towards 2.9, probably 2.7. So yeah, I mean, it's always have a bit of fun. I completely forgot about it. I literally have forgotten about it. So, but yeah, BTC looks pretty poor here. Not gonna lie, we've lost this obviously 12-hour range now. And yeah, so my target still probably seems about 86. I just need to check my orders chat. Hold on a sec. And GM to everyone in the chat. Good to see you all. Make sure I don't have too many high limit orders. Yep. That's too high for me for now. Yep, happy with that. Okay, cool. Yep, sweet. All right. Yeah, so I got limit orders down. Definitely keen to see where price comes. But I do think that we don't set a new low. I think this is going to hold personally, purely because, high time frame starting to, as I was talking about before, high time frame, we are looking like we might get a bit of a rally into the start of 26, but then really high time frame looks bearish as hell. Okay. We're breaking down from a multi-year, 2 years of being at the 80th percentile, about $33,000 below the pivot on the monthly. So that doesn't look good. The quarterly as well, which we'll get our close. The quarterly, I mean, if we go to the index, it's always better. Let me just move that. That's irrelevant. But basically, the quarterly chart is the other one you got to look at. Okay, the first time we ever hit the 80th percentile was Stoke RSI, and it's now turning over, which basically just shows you that that's usually when the trend shifts, and that's the top, or at least the high around this is the top. Okay, and the pivot for that is 106 at this quarter, which means we're still what 20 or 15, 16, 18, 18,000 from this. Okay. And that closes in 15 days as well. So, and then, I mean, this is why I got to look at high time frames as well. The 6 months comes in. This will be very interesting because the 6 month is well below, but we are approaching that highest sort of ever time in history as well. So, something to keep in mind. The one thing that I don't like about the 6 month chart is if I just remove the 0.5 of this current range, and I turn off my little rangy range. Come on. Yeah, there we go. What I really don't like here is this is a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, this is a bearish engulfing candle. Currently, you have until this is the 6 months, so this is the half yearly. What I don't like is if Bitcoin closes below about 93 and a bit, okay, 93.3, 93.4, that is basically confirmation that we are heading lower on a macro high time frame, okay? Because that is a bearish engulfing candle. The opposite would be a bullish engulfing candle, something like this, okay? Down at the start of the cycle, if we scroll down here, okay? You don't want to have a bearish engulfing candle, okay? We had one here, but that played out the whole that whole year was a bear, okay? And then we obviously had a bearish year the 6 month period after that. This is an example of a bullish engulfing candle, okay? Very nice there. Okay, so for me, I definitely can see there's two ways I look at this chart. This yearly close, this 6 month close, this quarterly, this monthly close is very important from a macro scheme of things. If you want any chance of us pushing back towards 110 plus, we need to close above 93.3, 93.5, whatever it is on a specific exchange. Okay. Where do I see price actually coming back to in a bear market? I definitely think that we could come back towards this sort of wick, right? Okay. Which also aligns very nicely with this as well. So high confluence around that 47 to 48K region is where my probably low target is, which is still a nice sort of 40% move over however long a period. I think that's a high time frame level that I would be very confident to buy. Now, am I going to be buying high? Well, yeah, I'm going to scale in. Pretty much I've been scaling in from 85 and below. So my current cost basis is 86. I think my average entry is. I want that to probably get lower. So if we do push higher up towards 107, I mean, yeah, if we, like I said before, if there's multiple things that go into the trading plan, and for me specifically, we obviously have to crack that 21 EMA, crack the 0.5 of the range, okay, at about 100K. If we can get above that, I probably am pretty keen to scale a lot of my portfolio out around 107. Um, and then obviously, if we can't crack those sort of levels, or if we can't crack 100K, I'm out. Yeah, I'm definitely stabling up. I mean, I don't have much, but I have a little bit, obviously, in a bunch of different trades. It's just like it's such a shame, man, because like I'm seeing so many people build. Liquidity is supposed to be going good next year, but rates are like in Australia, rates are going up. Okay. Now, obviously, our economy isn't as important worldwide and for macro assets as, say, the US economy, where there is supposedly going to be more rate cuts, particularly if Trump obviously has a friend in the Fed chair next year. Then, yeah, inevitably it means that liquidity and conditions should be better for risk on assets, but it doesn't necessarily mean that price doesn't already show you that there's exhaustion on the chart. Okay. That's why, like, I think fundamentally, but I use my technical analysis, my technical bias to actually trade what's in front of me or to have a understanding of what is actually happening in front of me. Okay, because price reflects everything. It reflects everything. So yeah, the 6 monthly, very interesting chart. Very curious to see where this pivot comes in as well. And then obviously, if we have a look at the yearly, which we will get our first yearly close for a while, as well. Same again. Okay, this high time frame level, it still is around that 48K, 47K region, 46K remains my probably really high time frame level that I'd be kind of keen to watch. Um, yeah, look, that's at least what I'm watching. In terms of the yearly, we obviously don't have stochastic. It's not enough price history here, but yeah, look, I mean that is like everyone's like, oh, where's the blow off top? Well, here it is on the yearly. There's your blow off top. Everyone's like, where's your blow off top? Yeah, well, it's happened on the yearly chart. Okay. 2025 has been a pretty shitty year for crypto. So, unless you obviously traded in and out of a few trends throughout the year or timed the tariff dip. But yeah, anyways, yeah, a few important closes in about 15 days' time. Craig and I will take the Christmas week off. We might come back the week after. We probably will, but yeah, it might be say a later in the day stream. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him about it, but yeah. Anyways, we'll definitely be taking one day off. So, anyways, yeah, that's my sort of bias on a high. Well, not even my bias. My analysis on a high time frame now. It looks like BTC. Like, there's a few ways you could draw this, right? Like, this is a downtrend and then a bear flag continue. Like you could argue a point here, but it looks like, as I said before, like higher time frames look like they are like they want to at least hold this region and push back up to at least 90, 98, 99. And then we really start to consider what's actually happening in the market. Okay. So that's sort of what I'm looking at this point in time is around the point five. So the point five of this range. Okay. And that range is from the high. All right. And from this high, the previous all-time high in March, okay, which basically you could say aligns with that 74K dip. And the point five is very much at that 99K region. So yeah, that is definitely one I'm keeping an eye on at the moment. So I mean, the other level to probably keep an eye on is this as well, which is your 75 of the current range as well. Let's change that to dotted, so it's a bit nicer as well. And yeah, obviously if we can crack 100, we then push back, as I said, to probably 110-ish, 107-ish first. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at, chap, on a high time frame. Hope you guys appreciate the high time frame. No guest today, Floyd, just myself. We had some good guests on last week. I thought it's been a while since I've just done some analysis. All right, we'll have a look at the rest of the market in a minute. I was just quickly logging into Myriad Markets, actually. I'm glad I got out of one prediction for a small loss. There's just so much weakness over the weekend. There was no volatility and there was no buyers stepping in over the weekend at all. Removed orders. Yeah, it was crazy. It was actually pretty crazy for price action over the weekend. Yeah, so I was actually in this. I was on the above 90K, and then I realized this on Saturday was a lot of weakness, so I got out of it. And yeah, very grateful that it looks like we are going to be below 90. The other one I should have bought this, man. I mean, I'm in this already, but it trended complete. Like Zcash basically got up to 70%. In terms of which one's going to have a higher price by Christmas. And I like, nah, based on how strong the XMR chart is compared to Zcash, it was, in my opinion, XMR was the right trade, but I took it way back here. What's my entry? Does it tell me? Let's see. Claim my points. Um, wait, did I wait? Oh, I must have closed out of the trade. Oh, well, damn. Oh, it's too late to maybe I'd still get back in it. Hold on, let me get back in it. Oh, I must have closed out. Damn, man. Where are we? Yeah. I still think it's gonna be XMR. 25 back where it is on that bad boy. Yeah, if you have a look at price, and this is where I love prediction markets. As I've said for a while, again, I can only use Myriad, obviously, in Oz, but using what you're good at, right? And I'm good at technically trading. So if I have a look at these prices and these charts, it looks like Zcash wants to go lower, whereas XMR is at least holding a pretty nice range here at the top here. So I would say that I mean this is a very good market, but yeah, I think Zcash probably comes a bit lower heading into Christmas. And I think XMR should, in my opinion, hold above or around 400, unless BTC absolutely shits the bed. XMR looks like it probably will push above this high time frame as well, whereas Zcash is very much now in a. I traded this long, very much in a downtrend. Okay, and that's what I'm waiting for Bitcoin to give me is like a lower high. Now, does this mean that you can't get a breakout? Absolutely not. You can come down here, retest golden pockets, set a high or low wherever that is. Could be here at the 0.5, could be back down. Okay. And then you get a breakout. Like that could very much happen as well. So, yeah, definitely keep an eye on Zcash. That's definitely one I'm interested in swing trading. Not there is nothing I'm really interested in spot at all at this moment in time. I actually even sold my spot Solana. Um, Too much weakness. This looks like it's going lower. Oh, that is definitely not the right chart. This one. Yeah, look, this looks like it is. I mean, it's just, but like, look at this price action over the weekend. Absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely. Like, I mean, if you're a swing trader, I mean, not even a weekend. This is a daily. So this is what it's been like. It's been in this range, 143 to 120. This is why I love trading. I love trading ranges when it's just like this. Now, I've been focusing more on Bitcoin rather than Solana, but this is a great example right here, right? Where you could just literally until the range has actually been close below, okay, where you get continuation, where you have two candles closed below, okay, or closed above, all right, then it is range bound. You could short the tops, short, and long the bottoms, long, and make money. That's why I love, and that's why GGG is so good because I know Cappy and Sexy have been smashing Solana recently. With profits, those guys jumped on on Friday on the stream. You can watch that replay on YouTube or Kick. But yeah, dude, this is one of my favorite market conditions to trade. I know it's chop and there's a lack of volatility. There's probably a lack of volume if we have a look too. Yeah, not much volume. But like a range bound environment is arguably, I mean, it's always good longing into a higher swing time trade where you like where it's like this, right? Where you have a nice breakout here, okay? Where it's a nice breakout of a trend, okay, and you can trade the trend with a long bias, okay? There's not, I mean, that's always great. That's it's always better because everyone's euphoric, everyone's making money, all that sort of stuff. But the true traders make money the opposite way. So in a bear trend, okay, like this, okay, in a bear trend when price is doing this, okay, coming back down, retest, okay, coming down, retest, okay, where the trend is definitely bearish and has been bearish since this high. But the best other time to trade, in my opinion, is when you are range bound because it just gives you such clean entries and exits and clean invalidation levels. Okay, on the short side and on the long side. Okay, so that's what I love about it. But anyways, let's look at BTC. Can this yeah, it definitely is going lower. I mean, the daily close we'll get in about 35 minutes. There's pressure here on the daily. I think we do push 86. It looks like we push 86. Got a bit of liquidity here that we haven't tapped for a while. The imbalance all the way down here. We got a 4-hour order block way down here. So yeah, I think we head there. I mean, yeah, and the beauty of say like trading a range is it's just so clean. Like that is clean. Like a lot of people look at this and go, "Oh, that's shit." I'm like, I look at that and and say opportunity. As always, it depends on your strategy. Like for example, like you can't just blindly have a short here and a stop loss above, like right? Like you do need to probably look for confirmation, right? So whether that's low time frames, okay, where you're like, okay, well, this is my high time frame level here. Okay, maybe if we want to draw it, like maybe not wicks, but let's say, okay, candle bodies, okay, A lot more confluence at the candle bodies. Okay, we got multiple touches there. As you can see, we wicked above a few times. Okay, so either you have a very clean um, analysis. In other words, you're on low time frames watching once you close back into this and say, so this is the daily level, right? So you draw, like, for example, this is how I would actually do it, right? Here's a listen. Okay. But you draw your high time frame level, add some text. So then I know what it is. This is the daily, right? Move it to the far right. All right. Okay. Then you go down on, say, a 4-hour chart. All right. And now on your 4-hour chart, let's just make it a bit different color so it's easier for us to see. All right. That's how, well, we should have done on the short, on the bottom side as well. But basically, come down here. This is maybe a high time frame level here, that first week, where we did wick below. We had multiple deviations below this range. Okay. So that's always key to know as well, that you could get wicked out if you just blindly try and long the bottom. That's why you need to be on the low time frame charts. Okay. And then looking for that confirmation. Okay. So this was what we would call distribution. Okay. So for example, down here. Now, what you could look for is obviously confirmation like that and take the long there, stop loss below the previous low. Or you could obviously wait for the high low if that's how you like to trade, okay, and trade back into that. So, for example, this probably came back and touched, I would assume, the golden pocket, okay? So from this low to that high, if I just change my template, no. Okay, yep, so it came back into the golden pocket, then went high. Okay, golden pocket, look at that, 618. Okay, you could have traded, that could be your entry, and that could be the way that you trade. After a trend comes in, okay, you trade into the golden pocket, and then you're ideally looking for a higher break here, and it did. It then got back in, reclaimed the daily range. Okay, that would be your entry there. Okay, there's multiple ways to play that, or you just wait for a 4-hour close back into the range. Okay, this one right here, you had a 4-hour close here, right back into the range. It held that low. Okay, then you put your stop loss here, and you're trading. And again, you take profits probably at the 0.5 of the range. All right, now is this going to work all the time? Absolutely not. Is it going to work a lot of the time in a range bound environment? Absolutely. For what, a risk reward of 3.7. Okay, you wait for the confirmation. Same again, 3.7. Okay, same invalidation. If you're trading this one here where it tapped to 618, your stop loss would be low here and you'd be targeting all the way at the top. That's a better trade, 4.6, but it's more risk, right? Because you haven't got confirmation that you're back in the 1-day range, right? You could have rejected from here and that could have been a push back towards the 120K, which is a yearly range, okay, of for Solana, all right? A high time frame level area down here, right? So that's why it depends on what risk you want to take and how you want to trade. And that's the beauty of GTG is we have people like that. We have people who trade in a range of different ways, and it's not who's better than each other. It's okay, well, what's your thoughts? This is my thoughts. Okay, that's confluence. Or this is your thoughts. This is my thoughts. We actually have polarizing views, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Each trader makes money the way that they like to trade. It's how you learn from other people, whether it's the psychology or the emotions or the skills or the indicators or how to look for these sort of things. That's again how you can trade. That's just a very simple way. A lot of people use liquidity. Other people like to use order blocks, whatever it is, you can use. But again, that's just a very simple way to look at range bound. Same on the top side. Okay, you would obviously look at this high time frame level. Okay, again, if you had this tap, maybe you didn't want to trade it, but you had the daily close back in it. Okay, you had the second daily close. 4-hour close. 4-hour close. That's your entry. Stop loss would be above this high. Okay, you're targeting back towards the downside. Same again here. Okay, second 4-hour close. Okay, same again. Stop loss would be above the highs, and ideally you're targeting back towards the lows. In this case here, where we wicked above, all right, a lot of people would have gone. This is where we have a short squeeze. A lot of people pile in late to capture longs. Okay, a lot of people trying to short up in here. That's why you get squeezed out. This is a high time frame level. Okay, as you can see, like a lot of people shorted here, a lot of people shorted here, a lot of people probably were shorting over here. So there's a high time frame level. Take out all that liquidity, all these stacked stop losses up here. Okay, take them all out, then reverse. Okay, everyone thinks we're going higher. Smart traders realize no, this is just a sweep of all this liquidity that's stacked up here. Okay, and sure enough, we go back low. And I mean, you could say we have an imbalance as well around that sort of area. So we tap straight into that imbalance there. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, up into that region, grab some of that liquidity. Didn't have to go all the way. Grabbed a bit of it, close back below. Okay, entry is this that second confirmation. Okay, once you have the 2 closes below the range, stop loss up here, and you target back towards lows. That's how you trade ranges. That's how you trade ranges. Someone should clip that. Probably a good clip for someone to. That'd be a good educational clip. Linda, how are you? Crypto pricey, GM mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, look, yeah, we'll be doing giveaways. We'll be doing giveaways every day. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll be doing giveaways every day. Yeah, market's pretty quiet. I mean, there's not a lot of trades at the moment. I mean, look at this. Actually, I just shared a tweet literally before the stream. Bear market tings. Look at this. There's 516 active traders on Solana today. I don't know. Like, I mean, this is. I mean, it's been down only. Look, this is what I mean. Okay, this is why I haven't touched meme coins this year. Look, there's no one trading them. Volatility's gone. Volume's gone. People got wrecked. Majors have been shit all year. So why would you want to be trading on a chain where your major has been showing a lot of resistance and rejection and a bearish trend? We just looked at the Solana chart. It's a high time frame bearish trend. So why would you, like, the time to make money on chain is when that chain is doing well or holding a decent range, okay? It's like NFTs right now. It's such a risky trade right now because Ethereum is absolutely shit in the bed. Like, I bought Moonbirds at 1.3 and 1.4. I bought 3 of them the other morning. Saturday morning, I woke up, I was like, nah, I feel like Spencer's going to say something at Breakpoint. He's really alluded to it. He's purposely tweeted that he's speaking at the event. A lot of these SBTs are lining up around this sort of end of the year where you can only claim up to these. And sure enough, he came out and said Q1. So I was like, look, I'll buy 3. It seems really good here at 1.3 to 1.4 ETH. So I got 3 around that level. And I was up around an ETH. Maybe I should have taken profit on 1 or 2 of them. I do. The worry for me, and let's move the conversation to NFTs now. The worry for me is that what you have here is a limitation now for how high a TGE token can go. A lot of people won't want to speculate because market is shit. No one's trading on chain. Volume for NFTs is horrendous. OpenSea has arguably made that worse by farming their users for this bloody airdrop, right? With these rewards. I'm taking part of it because I enjoy trading NFTs. I enjoy obviously trying to get some airdrops as well. But this I was going to say success, but we can't. I'm not going to call it success. But the behavior of post TGE tokens like Azuki and Anime, Doodles and Dude, it's just as sad as it is. This is where Moonbirds will head post TGE, particularly as we were just discussing, confirmation of the bear market. If we get that low or high rejection from 100K from the 21 EMA, all right, yeah, NFTs are toast for a long time. Which then begs the question, well, what am I doing with Pudgy Penguin? Well, I don't bloody know. I'm now down $7,000. These were $17,000 only 2 days ago when ETH was a bit higher and Pudgy Penguins were like 5.5 ETH. I did think about selling it there. I did think about it. But I'm a hodler. I'm a hodler. It might be the one thing I hold, which is weird, but it might be the one thing I hold. I don't know. It's still a lot of money. A lot of money. But Moonbirds, yeah, it's a tricky play. I feel like a lot of people will trade into the speculation of the launch of the TG. If I was Spencer, as much as you'd probably need to disclose dates, you want to kind of make it a bit more ambiguous, in my opinion. The more ambiguous you make it, the better the speculation will be, the more hype there will be, the higher the chance is that these NFTs probably won't be a pump and dump as bad. It'll trade more organically and authentically into that. What will I do? I actually don't know. I generally think these can push 10K again, which would be basically a 2x from here, but that's a 3 ETH floor. I don't see Moonbirds at 3 ETH and Pudges at 4.5 ETH. Like, based on the how the graphic, or not graphics is probably the wrong term, but like based on how the levels, like the tiers, that's what I'm looking for. The tiers of structure around NFTs, right? You obviously have the premium, which is obviously your punks. Then you have the next premium, which is your apes and your penguins. Then you have the next premium, which is currently your your Miladies, your Moonbirds. Then your art sits around that category as well. You got squiggles and stuff all sitting around that sort of 2 ETH mark. Then you got your lower tier, which is now your Doodles, now your Azuki, now your everything else. And then everything else below that, Mayek as well. Everything below that is just worthless, in my opinion. Okay. So the issue we face here is can Moonbirds break into that top tier? I would say not really, not yet. They haven't. Like, Spencer's a great, I think he's a fantastic acquirer, but that takes years to build. Like Pudgy's, it was years before we sort of got that, before they are now treated as a Bored Ape yacht club, right? So look, it's tough for me to say, well, then in theory, moving into pre-TGE, I would say, well, they will always be sub tier to apes and to pudgies. So if apes and pudgies keep going back or down, or not even back, but keep going down, say towards 4 ETH, 3 ETH, then moonbirds are going to struggle to go above 2 ETH, right? So, and if Ethereum can't hold obviously $3,000, then it's dude, it's a risky trade. That's why it's a very risky trade. So I mean, you got to take some. Again, I bought them again because I was like, well, hold on, it gives me a little bit more rewards towards the OpenSea airdrop, and also hopefully I'll make money, whether I hold for TG or whether I sell into a pump or sell now, whatever it is. You're trading on the platform, blah blah blah. So you're hitting two birds with one stone. No pun intended. So that's at least what I'm thinking with NFTs, guys. So I mean, in the chat, what do we think? Like, what's your thoughts on NFTs right now? Oh, dude, I didn't even realize that the screen's a bit shitter there. That's a bit better. Now you can see prices. Yeah, I don't know, chat. Like, what do you think about price? I mean, what do you call it? What do we call these things? NFTs. I'm just looking at my Ethereum short. Come on, send this to 2.9. I catch up on this leaderboard. I did not realize. Dude. I had a friend in Oz Crypto go and get me onto it, and I completely forgot about it. So you literally have 1 day left. So it closes tomorrow. Man, like basically, if you're in the top, you win. So if you're in the top 5, you win $50,000 cash minimum in the top 5, and then obviously you get synthetic split. I don't even know what the price of synthetics token is right now. If you're in the top 50, so I only began trading today. Easy's been on a sender recently. Love to see it. I just opened my one trade today. Where am I? Where am I? Here. Oh, I got 2 trades. Oh, yeah. I must wait. 2 trades? I don't think I have 2 trades open. I only have 2 trades. Yeah, I have 1 trade open. How bizarre. How bizarre. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. If I didn't realize you could win so much cash. I would have definitely been paying attention to this. Anyway, so 55. I mean, if I get into the top 50, so I need to make $13,000 on this account. You start with 100,000. It's not my money. It's just fake money. But basically, if you can make 13,000 currently, you would fit into the top 50. So to probably be comfortable, you probably need to get to like $30,000 profit, which I currently have a trade open with 20,000. And it's only an 1,800 profit. So I do need this to dump. I need Ethereum to dump. So yeah, it's a bit of fun. Dude, I completely forgot about it. I wish I was more in tune. Okay, so for example, okay, now that we are at the bottom range again, so this is the interesting part now. Okay, so if BTC goes to say 86, ETH goes to 2.9, 2.7, and Sol starts to trade back down here, maybe this is another way you could trade. You could say, well, that's my high time frame trade level there. I mean, let's just go confirm that bottom again. Okay, you could say like that's the first week we had multiple closures, distributions below. We then reclaimed and went high. So that's probably a high time frame key level. Now, maybe on a 12-hour chart, it doesn't look as clean. Okay, maybe there are some lower levels like here. Okay, that you could look at. Not quite. 8 hours. Let's have a look. Okay, still heavy price action down here. Heavy price action. Reclaim. Pivotal level here. We had a retest there, retest there, retest there, retest there, retest. So this daily level is very important, even on an 8-hour chart, right? So that it doesn't always have to be super clean. Just needs to be a higher time frame preference when you go to low time frame. So what I mean by that is if Solana trades down here, I'm probably not going to try and knife catch. All right. I mean, I could think about it from a swing trade. Okay, we've got high lows or we've got equal lows. Like here, I mean, if it gets down here, maybe I look for a swing trade from down there. That could be the potential play. Okay. But the strength play and the range bound trade, if you want to be strict, you've got to be this. It's got to be the same trade plan every single day. Consistency, compounding your wealth. That's how you make money, right? So basically, yeah, we trade down here. Okay, we close back in. I get that 4-hour retest. I get that 4-hour close back in. I'm targeting back towards the upside. Okay, I want to be long. Let me check. Yeah, I want to be long in the. We get a weekly close very shortly. We get a weekly close in 19 minutes. I want to be long soon. I want to be sitting in some low lev major longs. Not really interested in altcoins right now. Again, risk. There's not much like if we look at a high time frame, like it just looks horrendous. Like alts, alts just look horrendous, right? It's been down only since 2017, right? This is excluding stables. Let's look at others. Others dominance, okay? Showing me a lot of weakness since 2022. There's nothing here that shows me that we are about to see an altcoin season at all. At all. Sure, you're going to get runners, okay? But it's not going to be a full blown. We will never see this the same again. We'll never see a full blown altcoin season again. Um, yeah. So some pivotal levels. Come on, ETH, just dump it for me. Dump it, dump it, dump it. What's Stokes saying at the moment? Yeah, daily too high. 12 hours coming down. 6 hour. We're at the 6 hour. 8 hour also at. So yeah, it's the higher time frames that are interesting at the moment. I am curious to see where we come in. But yeah, the fact we have shown so much weakness below the yearly open just meant that and then the golden pocket. So you have two areas there, right? Just means that we probably like. I mean, if you look at this chart, this is broken structure now, and it should trade in theory back towards this region. We're taking out obviously this low now, so that could be the level that we hold. We might not. We might front run that dip. We might not go any lower than say 87.5. That might be the low. We'll have to wait and see. I have to wait and see what happens today. So my ETH short $2,000 profit, and it's basically gone all the way back up to nearly break even already. GG Man, you've been sending it on Yeet Legend. Love to see it, mate. Love to see it. Thoughts on punks being cringe? I don't think they're cringe. I think they're a collector's item. And as you know, I obviously bought one earlier this year and then sold it. Like I will treat it as a trade. It's a tough one for me. Like as a brand on Twitter, like ideally you're in profit for your PFP. That's the goal. Or you get an airdrop that pays for it so it's break even. But holding it like I don't want to be a guy that holds a $15,000, $10,000 asset into a bear market. It's just not how I've done this cycle. It's just not how I've succeeded this cycle. And like, I should have sold my Pudgy when it was 50, 60,000 US. I was too encapsulated by, and this is why reflecting on trades is important. I was too encapsulated by the bullish only bias that abstract people had. And I wasn't sticking true to taking profit during euphoria of abstract. And it was euphoric. Okay. And then a lot of people are, memes only got to 5 mil or 3 mil or 10 mil. That's euphoric. For a new chain, everyone's up a shit ton of money. My port was at 6 figs. My Pudgy Peng was worth 60,000. Like I've essentially faded like $150,000 of US profit. I'd scaled out later on and saved myself significant downside risk. Definitely over $50,000, if not more, of downside risk. But the lesson is take profit during euphoria. Okay, don't get attached. If you're here to make money, you're here to make money. Okay, you can love assets, you can hate assets, you can love tokens, you can hate tokens. But if your goal is not a collector, if you need the money or you want the money or your whole emphasis around what your crypto journey is to make money in this industry because you can't do that anywhere else, then you need to take profit during euphoria. It's as simple as that. And that was my mistake. Next, from memory, your entry. Remind me of your entry next. I can't remember if we had a DM about it or not. I spoke to a few G2G members who had punks before I bought mine. Well, I'm just going to chill probably for the last 15 minutes and wait for the daily open or the weekly open. Crypto winter is coming. And then, yeah, we'll do a little Yeet giveaway at the end, I reckon. Other things I'm interested in. Solstice, they announced their TGE or pre-sale. You'll get some notes. Not some notes. You get some details. I think it's the 22nd of December. I think the Zeet airdrop will age way better than the flares. I think the flares are too diluted. That's why I've been enjoying speaking about this. And it is a patient play, man. This has been a 3-month plus play already, right? So I'm sitting fourth. What I love about Zeet and why I think people should really think about influence differently moving forward into 2026 is really valuing people that actually have good signal compared to noise. Zeet should add like a ratio score, and that should impact your Zeets or your score overall, your whatever, your rewards. Because I think people who have shit signal to noise ratio, in my opinion, shouldn't be slashed, but they shouldn't be able to get as many rewards, right? Like again, I don't know these people. I'm just commenting based on what I'm looking at. But people who have more noise than signal means that I look at this and say, well, they're just spamming or they're regurgitating content from someone else. That's what that shows me. Whereas someone like me, who really puts an emphasis on being as organic and authentic as possible and educational based as possible. Look at that. Signal 680, only 91 noise. Okay, that's better than Wendy. That's better than the founder, Ben. Shout out to Ben for Solstice. But I don't know. I just think there should be, because that shows me people like this. Okay, so people who have a better signal to, like, I would say, like Josh, for example, who is a Zeet advisor or co-founder. I don't know, actually. But someone like him, who he maybe has inside knowledge. But anyways, someone like him who has a better noise to signal to noise ratio, I think deserves to be higher than someone like Walls who has a worse signal to noise ratio, right? I don't know. What do you think, Jack? I think that's pretty fair in my opinion. I mean, you could go and have a look at multiple of these tournaments. Now, I think where I can understand, if you're a smaller account, you probably have to spam more to get up and compete with these big accounts. But you need to create like the other reason my signal to noise ratio is better is because I don't just spam the one topic every fucking day. I literally tweet about it maybe once a week, and I spread my content around other topics, giving value and entertainment in a way that people then follow, and then that improves your engagement, that improves your following. That's how you grow an account. I started with 0. I know what it's like to get from 0 to 41,000 followers, whatever it is now. Zeus, good question about mythics and oddities. I actually don't know what the difference will be in theory. You would have to assume that, I don't know, the value of like the SBT, I think the way it'll be played is the more SBTs you have, and if you hold a Moonbird and then or a mythic, or like if you hold the whole collection, who knows? I think there'll be a combination, right? It won't be like Moonbirds get X, mythics get X. I would hope it's not like this. This is one thing that Luca certainly learned with Pengu, is a combination. So I think Moonbird holders will do well, but I think Moonbird holders who have SBTs will do better, and Moonbird holders who hold SBTs, mythics, and maybe even some oddities will do the best. Like, so I would say that Pengu was like that. They had SBTs and stuff as well, but like I think there might be a little bit more of a gamification, or I would hope that there is. So that's one thing to think about too. Is I have 3 or 4 SBTs, I think. I definitely have the CoinGecko one. I definitely have the Bodogo one. I am Jupiter. I think I have 3. So I have 3 Moonbirds and 3 SBTs. If mythics go lower, maybe I'll buy a couple mythics. But I don't know. I don't know whether to sell into pre-TG because of. I just don't think that when you're like what the 6th or the 7th example of this trend, right? A NFT collection that has launched a token. If you're like the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 10th, the 50th reiteration of that specific business direction, then inevitably it's not going to have the same ROI as Pengu. It's not going to have the same ROI as the first couple, right? So yeah, that's also a thing. But then in the same token, I would argue that Spencer is very smart. Okay, he dominated Pudgies, dominated Pengu. So it's a tough one. It is a tough one. But it's market conditions right now are shit. Okay, we've wicked, and we are holding that wick at the moment. So that's interesting. That is very interesting to me. I really hope we just dump on the daily open in about 8 minutes time. So yeah, no, I mean, oddities were the OG, Zeus. Oddities were the OG. Mythics are a later creation, they actually have less supply, I'm pretty sure, as well, than moonbirds, which is interesting. And Spencer loves the art of mythics. So how much does that come into? I'm not sure. So next said, I got my punk 4 years ago. I sold your meme token for it. It was like 127 US. I mean, it's probably a hold, man. Like, what are they at? Oh, there's a car. Moonbow, punks are 85. I think punks go 50, 40, 30, in my opinion, in a bear market. So it really depends. Jeez. Oh, it's the garbage truck. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's so loud. Um, I think I personally get very interested in punks around 50,000 below in a bear market. I think that'll be that would be a very simple 2x, if not probably higher, in my opinion, though, as time evolves. The issue we face is, are there buyers? Are people going to be stepping in? Is there an ETF that encapsulates punks and NFTs? Who knows? Punks are definitely the grail of NFTs, and they probably always will be. It's just like, again, we've seen beta NFT cycles this cycle. We saw ordinals do well, but we'll never see the prices that we saw on BTC Puppets, on Node Monkeys, on all of those collections, right? You'll never see that again, in my opinion. So the question you have to ask yourself, well, yeah, getting it sub 50 is great, but what is the upside of that trade? Is it just a swing trade back to 30 ETH again? And that's, say, ETH is at 3K, that's a $90,000 swing, right? So I don't know. These are the sort of questions that you have to ask yourself. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, if you don't need the money IRL, then yeah, it's a bit different. If you're a collector, different as well. If you're a trader, like I said before, that whole trading spiel I said before, like if you're a trader and your goal is to make money in this industry, well then cutting a weak trade is important as well. So Zeus says, earlier they had a thing where you burn oddities and get mythics, lol. And now with every mythic that was born from oddities, it comes with a soulbound NFT attached to it. Yeah, I have seen the oddity. I have seen that. Yeah. Okay. If you do buy mythics, this SBT of the oddity will show up in your wallet as well. Yeah, I have seen that. So that could be something as well. That's a very fair point, Zeus. I don't mind that. That could certainly be something as well. All right, we have a daily close, daily open, weekly open in about 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. All right. What was all-time high this cycle? 280. No, I wouldn't say 280. I think you could have sold for 240. 240 to 250. You could have sold. Yeah, there was enough time for punks at 240, 250, which is a 3x from my original entry. And I knew that was going to happen. But scams happen, man. Shit happens. Shit happens in crypto. And it happened to me. All right, chap. Well, here's the chart. So as I said, we have basically wicked all the way down here and taken that low out. I mean, with that could be as low as we go, and we do something like this, or we just V shape and we do send. So I don't know. Now let's start looking at numbers so we remember where we are. Okay, so weekly stoke is 92.7. Let's write that down. 92.7K week. We don't have a 5-day close. No, we do have a 3-day close. Wait, where'd there it is. Let's put it over here. And 3-day close is 88.4. 3 daily close is 92.4. And 12-hour is 92.3 as well. So very similar in the daily. Okay. These are the levels that I want to see. Like, how aggressively do we come down here? Are we just sweeping this low and then going higher, or do we have a chance of going lower? Do we have a chance of going lower? Let's have a look. I mean, like, this does look like it wants to at least attempt to break out higher. But, dude, this area here, again, there's FVGs here as well. Come up here. It's on the weekly. But anyways, it's like, it's coming down here, the 21 moving average. Okay, so yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting time in the market. Yeah, I agree, Zeus. You probably want to trade into TG. The preference certainly is to sell before TG, in my opinion, as always. Not financial advice. Do your own strategies, but that's at least what I'm thinking in this market condition. Particularly with Ethereum being such a premium, like the difference between Ethereum at say 4,000 and Ethereum at say 2.5 is massive. So, yeah, you need to think about that in itself as well. Yeah, I mean, like most TGs that come out, particularly in a market now, like look at Monad. Look at let's look at how am I, what how long we got? 2 minutes, but look at Meteora down. Look at Monad down. Look at XBL down. So there's your three World Liberty Finance down. So I mean, there's four airdrop examples in the past couple of months of what happens. In even like, and this was in better conditions. Okay, still down. Okay, that's historically 90%. 90% of airdrops, not probably higher, except for obviously Hyperliquid and maybe one other, or IP went pretty good, Story Protocol, and then there's one other one that I'm from memory that I can't remember right now. Did all right out the gate, but it's pretty rare for an airdrop. I mean, in arguably in this environment, very tough to be launching a token. Very tough. Very tough. All right, we got 2 minutes. All right, guys, comment your usernames for Yeet as well for the giveaway. We'll do a giveaway today. Gigi Martin, you get 4 entries. Gigi Martin, you get 5 entries today because you, sir, are absolutely dominating our leaderboard. So you know what, guys? I need to see more volume. Okay, I need to see more volume on this. Otherwise, you are not going to be entering the giveaways. All right, I'll be checking how much volume people are doing, how many points you have. Because if you are not putting in any volume, you do not deserve to be on the giveaways. Okay, and I think that's pretty fair. And I think everyone can agree with me there. I think everyone can certainly agree with me there. All right. All right, just checking. Everybody is here. Wolfie's not here, so remove Wolfie off the list. All right, everyone else is here. And GG's getting 5 entries today. All right, so 34 seconds, and we have our daily close. So let's see what daily open. However you want to look at it. All right. Big levels. So 92.4. Let's see where it comes in. I mean, price is about $4,000 away. So hopefully, I mean, if it stays up close up here, then yeah, we have a chance of going lower today. Wouldn't it be wild if we just dumped straight away at the daily open? Dump. Big dumbola. Okay, so 92.9. 90. Oh, okay. Yeah, 12 hours come way down. So this will be a very short potential move. 3-day. 92. Oh, 3-day comes all the way down to 88. Interesting. And the weekly, 8. Oh, shit. Okay, that changes a lot, chat. That's why it's important. Okay, so the weekly was at 92.7. The weekly now is 85K. All right, I nearly want to be long towards the end of this week, which makes me angry if this sweep is the entry and I fucking missed it because I was greedy for lower. It's always better to be greedy on your entries. Be greedy on your entries. But yeah, the daily still has room to the downside. Daily still has room to the downside. Daily still has room. It's a stochastic RSI indicator. I paid $300 for it. It's very good though. It's just good trending indicator to use. Not the one thing I use. I use a range of different analysis, but it's definitely one thing I like to keep an eye on. Yeah, I think we could have a green week potentially. A red maybe starts of the week, and then a green. I don't know. It's just an interesting time. I think we could break out. I think BTC could break out towards Christmas. It's just, is there enough volume and buyers stepping in. Like volume has been down since the liquidation of 80K. Yeah. So it's just interesting. It is an interesting time. Big reaction off the daily. We are pumping. Yeah. Anyways, I'll keep an eye on this later today. Nah, it's not secret source. I mean, it's in GTG. Join GTG. Join GTG, Polina. And yeah, you can, it's in there. It's not mine, but I'll keep it in house. I'll keep it in house. The link in GTG as well. I've dropped it. There's a 20% discount for Christmas. All right, guys, we'll do the giveaway. We'll do the giveaway. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You're welcome. Yeah, the giveaway's in the. I mean, here. Let me grab the link again for. It's pinned. It's pinned to Kick, but there it is again. All right, let's do the giveaway. All right, good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. This is for 50 buckaroonies. 50 buckaroonies. 50 buckaroonies. Every day this week, we are doing that. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And there it is. And I will be monitoring volume. I want to see a big increase in volume, guys. Honestly, GG deserves it. But Andrew's going to win the 50 bucks today. Love to see it. Congratulations to Andrew. Congratulations to Andrew. Congratulations to Andrew. W's in the chat for Andrew. Let's go. That's a lot of Martin. Yep. As I said, he deserves it. He's the only one carrying us at the moment. Look at this. He's at 66,000. He was at 44,000 only 3 days ago. So he's done 20,000. No one else has done anything. Just kidding. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. All right, guys. Have a lovely Sunday night if you're in Europe / America. Have a lovely Monday if you're over this side of the world. And yeah, I'll see you all guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. But yeah, don't forget, sign up for GTD. Christmas discount link in the description, in the chat. Join us. One of the most consistent and successful groups in the world for crypto. As always, appreciate you all. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace.